Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. It is great to be back in the office today. Everybody's rocking and rolling. Yep, I am live. It's good to be back in the office. It's good to see you guys. It's good to be doing these regularly. It's good to be looking out at Austin over here, or the man-made lake I have here, the lagoon, we should call it.
Live from the lagoon.
Live from the lagoon. I like that. We have to do the WCM Lagoon. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to everybody that wished me happy birthday a week ago. I've never been overwhelmed that much. I think all total about 1,000 well wishes. So thank you so much from everybody on Facebook and LinkedIn and all the personal emails and text messages and Facebook posts and stuff like that. So thank you very much to everybody. It's good to be 40. But today's topic is called Summertime. Now, yes, I'm wearing a nice floral shirt. Yes, this is a men's shirt, which is okay. It's been a fun 30 plus days of us traveling, hitting the Caribbean, and then of course out to California and back, and everywhere in between. So it's been a really nice recharge. Come back with some great stuff here to kick things off here for almost the second half of 2017. Now, today marks a very special time frame for a lot of young people. Today is mostly the first day of summer vacation. First day they're not going to school on a Monday. A lot of people are heading off to camp. A lot of parents are like, what the hell am I going to do with my kids this summer? Is that you, Jen?
Yes.
So it made me think this morning when I was driving in my 1 minute commute here. As I'm sitting at a stoplight there between my house and the office. I'm literally cracking up like, man, it's summertime. What did I used to do as a kid? And I used to get really excited because it was like, oh, hey, we can watch get up early and play with friends in the neighborhood, go ride our bikes, and ride over to grandma and grandpa's house. But really the most, I guess you could say, the most life-changing years, stuff that built the most about it as far as work ethic and helped me out more than anything else, will be from the summer of my fourth grade year going forward, or my third grade year going forward. That was the year my dad and mom opened the local hardware store. And I remember going in and spending time with my dad and mom during that summer break, instead of staying home and doing fun things in the neighborhood, riding my bikes, and getting in trouble, going with my mom and dad on that long drive from Corpus Christi to Ingleside, Texas, to help them start building that hardware store. And that was a lot of work of putting things together, displays together, a lot of stickers on products. This is back before there were a lot of universal UPC codes and stuff, so we literally had to make our own stickers a lot of times, especially when you're doing it on like 100 pieces of sandpaper. Good. Your hands get pretty rough. And that was always fun. That's actually helped me teach a lot about customer service, because my dad taught me the register and taught me how to use the register at the age of 4. I also learned how to cut keys and thread pipe, and I was the strong back that unloaded the concrete off the trucks that came in and stuff like that. And so I also, I guess you could say, started to become, pseudo the slave labor for entrepreneurs in the area. And I mean that in a positive manner, because a lot of people come in or buying electrical supplies or plumbing supplies, and they needed an extra hand for a few hours. And so I volunteered. I would go work. So I was out, not only was I cutting pipe, and so I would go out with the plumbers and help them install that stuff, or I'd dig the ditch, or I'd help clean out the septic systems. Not a lot of fun, but anyway, you get thrown into the shit, literally. But that built a lot of my work ethic going forward. Not only seeing my dad and mom work so hard 6 days a week in the hardware store, but also the 7th day was all about coming home and working at the house and mowing the yard. My dad had a big garden. And so if you have kids, one of the best things I can tell you guys and give you advice, even though I don't have kids, not anybody that I know of, but it is give your kids something to do this summer. Don't just give them stuff to do. It would get kind of boring, kind of slow at the hardware sometimes. One of the most valuable things that I had was my library card. I would literally walk down to the library, get 5, 6, 7 books just about every Monday, come back, and I would knock out those books throughout the week. And I know it's a different time frame in this century, I guess you could say, this decade, where a lot of kids don't read. Well, you might want to challenge your kids to read. You want to challenge your kids to do something invigorating. For a few years ago here in Austin, there was an entrepreneurial school that I helped volunteer at during the summer. It's no longer around, but a lot of kids would have jobs or businesses, young entrepreneurs, whether it was mowing lawns or pulling weeds or painting houses or putting up fences or filing paperwork or mailing letters or doing direct marketing or whatever it is. You might want to look at what are you doing this summertime to help out, keep your kids motivated, keep them rock and roll. Right? What are they reading? What are they putting in their brains? Are they reading the Nancy Drew novels or amazing other books that I would read during the summer? I guess I read almost every Nancy Drew mystery. And then the Hardy Boys mysteries. I was a big fan of that growing up. You may not want to have them sitting for Netflix the entire summer. Because God knows we all veg. I guarantee plenty of people were vegging out this week to House of Cards, okay?
I still am.
Talk about interesting ending to the series, right? It's my time. Oh, yeah. It's an interesting time to make things happen, because if you start instilling those work ethics now that thrive for hunger, where you got to motivate them with $1 a book or something like that, it's an important thing to keep in mind this summer. Now, I know people love cinema. There's people going to the beaches, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with going having fun and doing this stuff. But a brain is such an amazing sponge that when you feed it the right type of information, it will absorb so much more than what you think it will. And I think we can all agree that kids and our youth are getting a lot smarter than we were at this age, when they can program an iPhone at the age of 3, where we couldn't even get the time to quit flashing on our VCRs for years, right, everybody? So.
My dad always told me he knew how to fix that just by unplugging the VCR.
That's the only way to do it, is unplug the VCR with the flash again. So what am I getting at? What are you putting? If you want to really give your kids some great books to read, to really invigorate them, The Richest Man in Babylon would be the first thing I have them reading. It's an easy read. It's not a really thick book, but the Richest Man in Babylon is amazing. It talks about saving a little bit. I would read The Banker's Code by George Antone is the next one. It's based a little bit around The Richest Man in Babylon, okay? I'd also read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. All right, that might be a little bit too complex for some kids, but those that get it, it will drive them to do some things. Another great book that I read earlier on. God, there's some, Servant Leadership is a great one. Anything John Maxwell. Anytime you can put books in front of your kids and get them reading, whether it's the ebook or an audible book or something like that. Some kids just don't have the patience to sit and read something. I get that.
I like audibles.
Yeah, audibles are great.
Really nice.
One of my favorite books I read, started on earlier on, which really kind of drug on for over 10 years, is the Stephen King's The Dark Tower series. Have you read that? Amazing series. I'm so excited when the movie's coming out here in August. We're already planning to get tickets in Cape Coral, and we're going to be down there for the Mastermind to watch. We're so excited about that. But that was one book that actually got, I started by reading book 3 of that when I was a freshman in high school. And then I went back and read book 1, book 2, book 3 again, and then through 7, and then obviously book number 8 through the Looking Glass on that one. That is a very deep series. Mm-hmm. It will also make you think a little bit differently in good ways. You have to take into consideration that summer and time flies by so quickly, everybody. And often we put off things on a regular basis. I think we're all guilty of putting things off of what we can. Well, I'll have till tomorrow. Well, you don't know if you don't have, you don't know when your tomorrow is going to be here. You don't know if tomorrow is your last day. Things could happen. You could slip falling down the stairs and hurt yourself like I did this morning. You could be walking out, you hit by a car. You could, all sorts of weird things can happen to you. So what you have to do is you have to feed yourself on a daily basis, but don't put off until tomorrow what can be done today. So that's the biggest thing I tell you. A lot of us, we put off, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make my offer next week or make my offer next month. Don't take this next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days and put off something that you need to be doing today. All right. From spending a month out, I'm excited. I come back with a lot of great things. First thing in the morning, we were already spitting, brainstorming on a couple things, some tweaks. You're gonna see some changes take place. We're excited. I actually have the book is being published.
Ooh, yeah, we saw that.
The ebook is being published. It's been so we have 100 copies of those coming in. We'll get some more of those. We're gonna do initial run, do some fun stuff with that.
Our t-shirts.
Our t-shirts are starting to pop up out there. Notes and nachos, tacos and trades.
Sunfrogs.com/onescottcarson. Super simple, super easy. Perry got his. I'm getting mine tomorrow.
There you go,
I'm
nice.
excited.
I need to order some. We just ordered some as a group. Why don't you go ahead and post that link in there while you're doing it. There's a lot of things to do. The most important thing, guys and gals, is if we spend time teaching our kids that they can be anything they want to be, why don't we do the same thing?
You are popular today.
I am popular because people are sitting back in the office. They're like, oh, we need to call Scott because we got to take care of that. Yeah, I can call that guy back. Let's see how later yet. We strive for our kids and our youth to do amazing things. We want them to do that. We want to feed them motivation. We want to feed them stuff to keep them occupied and busy and do things like that. Because they say idle minds or idle hands are the devil's work. It is. It's good to stay busy. It's good to stay motivated, but also we also have to walk the same talk that we give people out there. If your kids are off the camp doing something fun, what's your camp? What's the thing that's going to motivate you to do some things? What's it going to motivate you to take that next step? A lot of people, we're almost halfway through the year. I had a great talk with our good friend Robbie Woods in where was I? Dominican Republic at Jack Ruby's wedding last weekend and early this week. And we talked about goals. We talked about where we're going. We talked about life. We talked about what we're looking really to accomplish and what bigger picture we look to have. And if you don't know what your goals are for the year, you haven't written those down or shared, it's not too late. Yeah, you're a little behind the 8 ball, but start now. Pull out a piece of paper, write down your goals, write out what you haven't accomplished. If you've written down your goals from the beginning of January, go back and look at them. If you're no further along than where you wanted to be, why is that? You have to ask that. I had I think of a couple people that I visited with when I was in New Jersey earlier in the year, and I see people saying one thing and then doing something completely opposite. And your actions speak louder than your words do. If you're not out closing deals, if you're not out doing what you need to do, and you're unhappy, it's your fault. If you're an entrepreneur and you have the opportunities to make things happen to you, but you're not doing the simple things that will put food on the table, it's up to you. It's your fault. You have the choice. You can either be a jack of all trades and try to do a variety of things, or you can be a master of one. I believe you need to be a master of one. Learn how to master your skill. Put your 10,000 hours into the one thing that you're good at, the one thing that pays the bills. Because as my good buddy Greg Reed said about a week and a half ago, don't believe the lies that you tell each other. We talked about that. There's a lot of people that are self-help gurus that are just spouting crap. You can't chase your passions if your passions don't pay the bills. All right? You got to think as an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur, what's an entrepreneur thing? Like Richard Branson and the guy from the guys from Shark Tanks. They get in to something, if it's going to sink, they get away. They play Frogger. All right? They move on. They don't sit there and go down. They don't go down with a sinking ship. So if you're sinking your own ship, you're either doing one of two things. One, you're not working hard enough. Two, you're probably focused on other things than what you should be focused on. Or three, you're just flat out not doing shit. I think that's kind of two as well. But that's what I'm trying to get. It's summertime. It's sunny. It's nice out. People want to go to the beach and hang out. And agree to get a tan. That's great. I could never have done this last month if I didn't do what I needed to do to begin with. And I planned this trip, this cruise, this vacation a year ago. We booked it a year ago when we were out on a cruise celebrating my birthday last year. We booked it a year. We worked through it. There's a couple of times we're like, we probably aren't going to do this. Let's go ahead and cancel. I'm like, no, let's stick to it. Let's keep it on the calendar. It's important. Let's keep it on the calendar.
Happened many times.
We did have that conversation. And I would probably just need to cancel because we're like, no, and I'm glad I went. I'm proud of what my staff accomplished because literally I was gone on a cruise to come back. We closed on a deal and then they go back out again, which ended up being a little bit longer than expected. You know, I never recommend coming back to work after you spend a whole day of 15 hours traveling. Not a fun time to doing that. But anyway, I'm getting that. It's summertime. Do something, plan something, put some good information in your kids' head this year. This summer, get them motivated, help them out. Because honestly, if you motivate them now, it'll help them become a much stronger, more successful individual later on in life. That's what we all want. And if you are lacking that motivation, maybe you need to pick up the book or two and read it and devour it, ingest it, and start doing something different this summer. So it's nice and sunny out there. You don't have an excuse for bad weather. You don't have an excuse for not getting things done. It's ultimately always up to you to achieve the type of outcomes that you want to achieve. And it can be done. Whether you're buying your first deal, your 100th deal, or your 1,000th deal, keep struggling, keep working forward, keep making it, because I guarantee if you keep working that, tomorrow will be different than it is today. A year from now will be different than it is today. If you're doing the right things, I guarantee it's going to be a lot better. So we have any questions, comments from people, or anything like that?
Yeah. So Scott Van Campus said working at a hardware store put him through college.
Nice, Scott. Same here.
Christy
Yeah, that's nice.
White really likes your shirt.
Thank you, Christy.
Todd C. LaPierre says rich dad, poor dad for teen.
Yeah, that's a good one.
George says another one of my kids is getting married this Saturday.
Congratulations, George. You're busy.
So that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
One thing to put on the calendar is International Social Media Day.
June 30th.
June 30th. Yes, it is a Friday. If you're here in Austin, we would love for you to drop us an email. We've got some cool things going on. A big shout out to Christy White on here, who has got the city of Austin to announce the International Social Media Day for the city of Austin. Mm-hmm. We're doing some cool stuff with self-serving social and them and digital marketer as well to help promote this and other things like that. So if you're in the Austin area, we'd love to have you come on out and hang out, drop us an email. We may have some opportunities for you to network out and party it up a little bit on that Friday. Yeah. So yeah. You got a logo for that, don't you, Nicole?
I sent everything over. It's my part is complete.
Your part is complete. And we're just gonna wait for them now. It's awesome. So all right, guys. Well, hey, it is Monday. Go do something big, make things happen, and we'll see you all at the top, everybody. So bye.